Yes, 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 everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you once again. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for keeping the Sanford podcast in mind and tuning in. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm feeling a little foolish because of the fact that the universe last night was at work. The universe was definitely at work last night because of the fact that I had got done recording the episode for what you're about to listen to now, and there was nothing left for me to sort of do right after I was done. So I said, you know what, me and my girlfriend gonna decide to go on out. So we go out and we have fun, this and that there. So to make a long story short, we ended up really going to see Common at the Brooklyn like the Brooklyn Festival. It was like it was a Brooklyn Festival, but it was over at Prospect Park. So yeah, we decided to go over there and check out the episode. The episode. We go over there, decided to check out the concert. Okay, it was a good concert, and Common was on his shit. He definitely was on his shit. And I got part of a freestyle that he spitted at that concert, and the name of the freestyle, I believe it to be called Black America. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna post it, but I think I'll either post it either on the IG channel or I'll post it on the YouTube channel, the Sanford Podcast YouTube channel. But when it is posted, I will have it up. But I find that the universe was definitely at work yesterday. More so the fact that I didn't really expect this to happen. And it's funny how things tie in together or how things come full circle, because here I am doing an episode about what is good music. And boom, here's Common. For those who don't know, Common is part of the Good Music label. But yeah, so I found that very, very, very interesting. And I enjoyed the experience. It was very dope. I had fun. The weather was dope last night. The vibes was dope last night. It was just a very dope environment. And I like going to, these kind of events. And especially when art is in full vibration, in full gold mode. I'm all for it. But yeah, so this episode I'm about to listen to, I was a little tired. My words are a little slurred. Just don't mind me. Bear with me. I promise you I will definitely won't record another episode, me waking fresh up. But yeah, so hopefully, y'all enjoy the episode. But yeah, it's really not too much of a long episode. So but yeah, let me know what y'all think about it. You can go ahead, email us at thesanfordpodcast@gmail.com, or you can check out our IG channel or IG account, Sanford Podcast, and all the links will be in the show notes, so you'll be able to find everything there. But yeah, I find this to be very interesting, and I don't know if this may be a topic I may further explore, but more than likely it will be, because there's so much to talk about, so much ground that needs to be covered. But yeah, so hopefully again y'all enjoy the episode. Let me know what y'all think, and again, thank you for tuning into the Sanford Podcast. Oh yeah, so what y'all about to hear next is some dope creative writing that I do. I write on a separate account. If y'all ever want that, just let me know. So I do a creative writing. A lot of people don't know that I do a lot of creative writing on the side. I'm writing in the genre of urban science fiction, or you may want to call it urban fantasy, or anything along the lines of that. But it's very different. And here, just go ahead, just enjoy the piece. Enjoy the episode as well. Sanford Podcast. With the night owl on my shoulder and a dagger next to a tall glass of Fiji, the clouds casted a shadow as I fixated my focus on finishing the scene that I intensely had written for the past 2 hours. The writing was approaching the midway mark. My thoughts were disturbed by a soft knock at my front door. As I got up, I took a pull on my blunt, and I pulled out the peephole to see who would be knocking at 3 a.m. Nobody there. I walked back to my room, thinking somebody must have had the wrong door. Coming back into my back cave, I seen a beautiful cinnamon brown, thick, juicy, fruit-eating, edible-wearing, juicy thigh savage with a crown made of small branches that had precious jewels. Comfortable in a birthday suit, I was shocked that this goddess laying there with the smell of a green tea shea butter coming off her skin. Didn't think to ask myself how she possibly got there. Keeping her eyes locked in a deep stare since I entered back in the room, she reached for the lamp and pulled the sheets back and had a slight grin. That's my milk, honey, and gold.
Hey guys, you are now tuned in into the Sanford Podcast for the Culture. So I need you to stop scrolling, open up your eye, and tune in.
Yes. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Kanai. Thank you for tuning back into the Sanford Podcast. This is for the culture. This is a community for the thinkers, the doers, the creatives, and the entrepreneurs. Okay. So, if you didn't know, this is episode number 6, and we only have one question, and that question is, what is good music? We are talking about good music in the sense of, quality of music, the kind of music that, we experience our feelings with, just a different kind of quality music that we as human beings, we take different levels of how we communicate and how we feel with this music on that kind of level. But yeah, don't mind me. I just actually getting up from a very good nap. Had a very good nap. But yeah, I'm good though. But the feat of an artist, right? I mean, like, the meaning of art life. Is it a trend to be an artist or label yourself an entrepreneur? Yes, I believe it's so. I also believe it's highly disrespectful, and it takes away from the artists and entrepreneurs whose toes are in the dirt. Don't black out their light. Put in the pain, blood, sweat, and of course the tears before you even title yourself with any of these labels. In fact, you shouldn't label yourself for anything. Let your audience or fans grant you that title. Like, however, you should still think highly of yourself, but be careful as to what kind of titles or names you throw on yourself, especially if you haven't even earned that level of status or respect. However you want to categorize that as. But yeah, don't go ahead and start naming yourself or tagging yourself anything. Let the people do that. Let the people, talk for you or speak on your behalf. Let the people name you. It's really never the other way around. I think people who do that, it's good to have a good perception of yourself. But once you start saying that this is how you want to be identified as, it's like you really want to control other people's perception about you, because it's the person that you work so hard to build and construct and come up with. This is the person that you vibe and thrive to be. But once you start giving yourself certain specific kind of titles, I feel like that's where you might cross a little light line in the sand, and it doesn't make any sense. It's actually pretty stupid to even be giving yourself any kind of titles. Like, again, just let people call you how they see it, but at the end of the day, listen to the majority, not the minority. Alright, listen to what the majority of people are saying, but always take into consideration what anybody else is saying. This is why, for your brain, you always gotta be a great listener, very great listener. But for the most part, let's go ahead and get into the meat of this discussion. And again, what is good music? I was also referring to the label as well. Label Good Music, the creator Kanye West, which is I believe he is the CEO of Good Music, and he has President Pusha T as his second in command for the Good Music label. I feel that Kanye West, as an artist, he is a very interesting individual to me. He's interesting in the fact that the way he creates is very different. The way he sees things is very different. And this is why, at times, I feel he comes off very controversial. But for the most part, I believe that in his own right, I'm going to give him his own credit. I feel like he is a genius at certain things. I'll give him that, because the way he's been able to do what he's able to been able to do, especially within the culture, I don't see any other rappers moving at a fast pace, especially in the fashion industry, as fast as Kanye moved. That's how you know Kanye West's influence is extremely strong. He's very, very influential, and he's very well aware of this influence. That's why he's able to perform some of the antics and things that he does once in a while. Once in a while, the antics. Sometimes I feel like they market the antics, but you gotta hustle, and you know that everybody choose to be entertained based upon what they have in the palm of their hands, and if that's where everybody's attention is at, you have to learn how to control and dominate that platform. And the only way to be able to do that is, certain news outlets is always gonna put out his antics and talk about certain things, but that's not here or there. But yeah, I'm more so interested about this specific artist, Pusha T. He dropped a 7-track album called Daytona. The cover of the album is I would say a disoriented scene, or it's very disgusting bathroom. It's like, who did it and ran. It's like somebody dumped all this shit on somebody's kitchen, on their sink counter, and it was like, you know what? You're just gonna have to live with this, because I don't know where else this stuff is gonna go. But I'm not gonna make any more, try to seem like I'm trying to make jokes about it, because I'm really not, to be honest with you. But it's more so the sense that this is the bathroom of Whitney Houston. This is the bathroom of Whitney Houston. I heard people talking about it, but I feel like it wasn't looked at close enough. I feel like with this move now, Pusha being a tourist, Kanye being a Gemini. Alright, but still, I understand the creativity in things. I understand why Kanye did that move the way he did, because he felt like that picture was an expression of organized chaos. Alright, and then feel like it put everything in place with the album. Right? They felt like this move alone would put everything in place with the album, and that it was just a very good representation of it. I understand that point, but this is a bathroom with somebody who's passed away because, they was unfortunately under the influence of certain things, and they drowned in the bathtub. And this is the same bathroom that they drowned in, and that's your cover album. And it surprises me that certain people don't see nothing wrong about this, and I'm starting to realize that the insensitivity level is much more deeper than I thought it was. Like, people will hear certain things like, whatever, like, yo, she was a crackhead. Like, they'll probably say something crazy like that. You know what I mean? See, the thing is that they personalize what they personalize. The media found ways to leak it out, for whatever reason they decide to. But it's important to realize that Whitney Houston, we all fell in love with her art first. It was her art that everybody fell in love with first. That's how people remember her by. Don't start to remember her by based on her personal life. Once we start looking into people's personal lives, I feel like us as fans or people who are, big followers of that person, or whatever the case may be, or just fans in general, but people who just keep up with their art. I feel like it's a little over the line. It's a little too crazy once people start looking into people's personal lives. And see, then now that starts to taint your perception about that person, and you don't look at their art the same. Stop trying to worry about the artist itself. More so focus on the thing that you fell in love with. Focus on the art, because that's what is keeping that connection between you and that artist. That's the only thing you have in common. That artist produced that art, but you fell in love with that art. Doesn't mean that you necessarily have to love anything about that artist, if that makes any sense. Of course it does. But yeah, so it's very interesting because all this, like, I found this out, and I started looking into the matter. I was just like, it was just very interesting about how certain things started to unfold. And I started looking at other artists that's on the label. For instance, Designer just dropped his album as well. It was a 7-track album. It's called L.O.D. Don't give me a lie, I don't know what L.O.D. stands for. I'm a little unprepared on that part. But yeah, there's other artists. I think Tiana Taylor, Kid Cudi, Kanye West just dropped his as well. Pusha T just dropped his album. Designer just dropped his album. But yeah, those artists are the next artists up in line. I think within this month as well, in June, that are about to drop their albums. And also for this month, I think Drake's dropping the Scorpion album. This is all very interesting that these things are happening, especially with the beef going on between Drake and Pusha T. That's very interesting. Very interesting. But Drake said he's going to handle the matter. But that remains to be seen. Right now, I'm giving this one to Pusha T straight up. Pusha T violated this boy. I don't know if Drake's how Mr. Champagne Pop is gonna come back from this one. But yeah, he's gonna have to definitely check this out, because it's not looking good for him right now. It's not looking good for him at all, because Pusha T, he's this guy. He got the bars. He has the lyrical capability to go bar for bar with Drake. All right, listen to me. He has the lyrical capability to do this. This is no secret. It's no secret at all. And But in a sense, this is something that definitely needs to be paid close attention to. I'm very interested to see where this is going to go, how this is, if Drake is going to even try to respond and act like he doesn't even need to respond to this. I'm very interested if he decides to take that kind of approach. Like, you know what? I don't feel like I even have the need, or should I even decide to respond to some shit like this. If he decides to take that approach, I'm not going to be surprised. But based on what Pusha just said, and on top of that, Drake had already dropped something earlier. I think he dropped something called a Duppy freestyle, something like that. And I heard it once. I wasn't really too moved by it, to be honest with you. But yeah, he dropped that freestyle, and after that, Pusha responded with the story of Adidon, and yeah, that got very ugly. Haven't heard nothing since. I don't know what's going on. Look like he may have to take that on this one, boy. Cause Pusha's a straight smoking gun. He's a walking smoking gun for real. Like I said, I fucks with him. I fucks with him and Malice ever since they was on their clip shit back in the early 2000s. But yeah, they was definitely good artists. They always came with that quality content. You know, they always talk that talk. Let's just put it that way. They always talk that talk. But yeah, that was a different time and different era of hip hop. And actually, that was probably my favorite era of hip hop, because the quality of music was very different. Holy shit, was it different? But that's no here there. So the Huffington Post decided to reach out to Houston's estate for a comment, as it's unclear whether Kanye West paid the National Enquirer or a family member to license the photo. Because it said that he spent $85,000 for this picture. Don't know if it was actually done through the magazine, the National Enquirer, in which that photo was sold to, or was it actually purchased from one of the Houston family members. It's a lot of speculation, but nobody doesn't know anything about that. Okay. But yeah, this has been very interesting, because again, like, I feel that as an artist, I understand that move of why they did what they did, but it seemed like, because this is Whitney Houston, I feel like there was a line crossed. Like, this didn't make any kind of sense, and it was a real bold move, and he just blatantly did it. And it seemed like it went a little undetected, like, oh yeah, that's Kanye West acting stupid again. But we just talking about, this is somebody's bathroom, that's a place that somebody had died in due to drug overdose. Come on, like, this is not, yeah, it's not cool. I see the creativity, I see that, even though it's dark and deep, it's dark, you know. Creativity has different sides, it has different polarities, you know. It has a lightness to it, it has a darkness to it. However, you know, creativity is still creativity, but for the most part, you know, this one was a little too far, because again, this was connected to somebody of the light. I feel like Whitney Houston was of the light. Her spirit was of the light. She had the freaking voice of an angel, man. Like, come on. And it seems like whatever grabbed the hold on her, tore her down. It was like, after that, it was just like her image and everything like that was just tarnished about her. And it's like everybody just ran with it. People did ran with that shit, and then it started making memes, and the shit just got crazy. There was memes out about her. Freaking, there was damn near memes by everybody. Everybody freaking had a meme from them. Like, come on. But it's the fact that crazy. And then the same thing happened to her daughter right after that. Like, come on, that's even crazier. So to even go this far, even with the daughter connected, because even the daughter's part of this whole thing as well. So it's like the daughter died like the same way like her mom, which is creepy, even more creepy. And to see this happen, that, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can drag that. That's a little crazy. But for the most part, that's what I really want to address and really to talk about. This wasn't really going to be too much of a big, long episode. Again, I'm very happy about the direction that this podcast is definitely going into. Not only do we cover culture and things like that on a artist and entrepreneur level, it's very important that we do cover it in those aspects, because I feel like people as an artist, you need to possess necessary skills in order to maintain and sustain your survival. Survival is imminent, and it needs to be our priority. Priorities need to be prioritized. And but yeah, like, if you in this for the longevity game, you need to like really just buckle down and take it one day at a fucking time, and just like, learn to perfect your fucking art. Learn to perfect your art, but at the same token, have some kind of financial literacy about yourself. Understand business. Unfortunately, these are the qualities that you need to have, and these are some of the things that you need to know as an artist. These are some of the things that you just need to be equipped with. But for the most part, I feel that these are very necessary, and this is the community for that. So this is the Sanford Podcast for the culture, the community for the thinkers, doers, creatives, and the entrepreneurs. This is Kanai. Thank you for listening to the Sanford Podcast. And again, what is good music?